The Academic Staff Union of Universities has urged its chapter across the country to sensitize members of the public on the situation between the union and the federal government. To enhance the sensitization, it has declared Monday, February the 7th, which is today, as a lecture-free day. This was disclosed by the national president of the union, Professor Emmanuel Osodeke, in an interview. The directive to the chapters of ASUU comes less than a week after the president, Muhammadu Buhari, pledged the commitment of his administration to fulfilling the agreement with the union. President Buhari made the promise when members of the Nigeria Interreligious Council visited him to discuss the lingering issues. He also pleaded with the union to exercise patience and consider current economic realities. The last national strike by ASUU was in March 2020, and it lasted till December 2020, when a memorandum of action was signed. All right, let's talk more on this now. We have the ASUU president, Professor Emmanuel Osodeke. He joins us via Zoom from Abuja. Good to have you join us, Prof. Prof, can you hear me?
I hear you now. I hear you.
All right, so good to have you join us. We know that you embarked on a strike in March 2020 and it lasted till December, just about 9 months. And just to reiterate some of the key issues that you had at that time, there were issues with the funding of the universities. There was also the IPPIS, which the ASUU said they do not want to be paid via that platform. They wanted, I think it was UTAS. And then there were issues of revitalization fund and visitation panel to the universities. These were areas and all of that. These were some of the issues. So talk to us about where things stand now and what part of that agreement has the federal government not met.
Thank you very much. As at now, apart from two of the issues from which three they have done a few of the things, others have not been met. And these are one, visitation panel. You know, the constitutional visitation panel last year, February last year, and up till now, the report of that panel has not been released. The white paper has not been released after 1 year, which ordinarily should not last more than 3 months. Two, on issue of revitalization fund, they have released 30 billion naira as a sign of commitment to implementing the agreement, which indicated that on a yearly basis, the government should release the sum of 220 billion naira to the university system. They only released 30 billion as a sign that they will implement that. On EAA, which is in academic allowance, they released 21.127 billion as a sign of mainstreaming that particular money into the salary structure, on the annual salary structure of the academics. But up till now, there is no sign that that money is actually be mainstream, as this year budget does not include it. This is those are for those three issues for which they have done part of them. Then on IPs and UTAS, on IPs, which for every education and from every department and unit that is on IPs can attest to the fact that what we have said all along is correct. That is, that IPs is completely designed to destroy the university system, to create fraud all over the place, and to ensure that the university system is emasculated. And the report by NUC recently indicating that in Nigeria today we now have only 100,000 lecturers. In the private, state, and federal universities have indicated that lecturers are leaving the country because IPs have reduced our salary structure to what nobody knows. You don't know what you'll be paid the next month. They paid you what will suit them, just to assuage government feeling that they are saving money of government. You don't underpay people just because you want to please government that you are saving money, which is what they are doing. And this was also confirmed by the report of the Auditor General. I know you have access to it, that indicated all the frauds that take place in all the sectors of IPs. Then we have the issue of UTAS, the one we developed, to replace it at free. Nigeria is paying so much money on UTAS that can be used to fund the universities. And we said that as academics, we can develop alternative that will be better than IPs, which we have done, and have been subjected to test by NITDA. And their report, from their report, their own report they have sent to us, our score in terms of integrity and everything is more than 80%, which means it's excellent. But they still say they should not implement it. Meanwhile, the IPs that they had recommended should be implemented was never tested by anybody. And you are seeing the effect on the system. And we also found out that in developing this so-called testing, that they use fraudulent means. And we have all the evidence. We are going to allow the Nigerian people to know later the fraudulent means they use to generate this negative part of this report. The negotiation. Hello.
So Prof, I'm sorry, I had to quickly jump in because I want to know where, in terms of where, apart from where things stand with the implementation of the memorandum of action, I'm sure Nigerians also want to know where things stand in terms of ASUU's decision. Are you embarking on a strike? Because I know today was some sort of a lecture-free day to sensitize students. I will get to that shortly. But are you embarking on a strike, and when would that be? Or are there negotiations, right now with the federal government?
We have not declared a strike. And by our union, the strike is declared by the National Executive Council at their meeting. We've not met. What we are doing is that to avoid a strike, federal government should implement the MOA, the agreement, and all that we have agreed on. They should implement what people who have interceded on these actions, right, NIREC, what they agree with them. We thought by now they would have called us for meeting, tell us what they want to do, but now not a single letter from them, apart from NIREC. The government side that were mandated to implement a number of things, none of them has talked to us, not even a phone call or invitation for interview, which means that the press release we see is just a show.
And this is the challenge, exactly, because it is with the students who get to bear the brunt of situations like this. You have not embarked on a strike, but because your union has continued to say if things do not get better in terms of meeting the agreement, then indefinite strike is imminent. But I also know that you declared today some sort of a lecture-free day to sensitize students on just the state of things, and if you ever go on strike, to make them understand why. But what sort of feedback is that happening right now? And what sort of feedback are you getting from the students? Because they are the ones who will bear the brunt of any strike.
Thank you very much. The whole Nigerian will bear the brunt of every strike. The whole Nigeria is bearing the brunt of underfunding of Nigerian university system. So we should not look at strike as the problem. Strike is a symptom of a problem. The problem is our universities are not well funded. The lecturers are leaving. The people who have access to fund are sending children abroad and marginalizing Nigerian university system. So those are the problem. Strike is not the problem. But when I see the Nigerian press, Nigerian people talking about strike, our strike is not the problem. Strike in any sector is not the problem. The problem is that we do not have university that can compete with the university in the world. We are not producing students who have access to all the practicals, all the training that they needed for an average student. That is the problem. But we need to be talking about strike. Strike is not the problem. Strike is a symptom of a problem. Let the government solve the problem, which is underfunding of education, poor budgetary allocation of education, and sending their children outside. They should bring their children home and enjoy with us.
And a lot of people will agree with you. The latest ranking for universities in Africa only has the University of Ibadan as number 6 out of 10, and no other Nigerian universities made that list, which is quite sad. And we hope that things will be resolved between the ASUU and the federal government, just to a smooth running of the education system. Thank you so much for talking to us. We hope to hear from you when things are resolved. ASUU President Professor Emmanuel Osodeke.
Thank you very much.